Good evening and welcome back to BTV. I'm Malice and I'm here to guide you through another action-packed episode. We're starting out tonight with a touch of music with our first guest, Seri Vida, joining me on Dig Deeper. I'd like to welcome the very sultry Seri Vida, a bisexual Melbourne musician, to the BTV studios. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
It's a pleasure. Now, we're just going to have a little brief chat and then you're going to perform a nice little number for us.
I am.
Awesome. Can't wait. So, would you like to start out telling us about your involvement in music? How long do you think you've been a musician?
I've always really loved music and singing and performing. I probably started to take it seriously in my high school years, so probably 15 years I've been doing it, as in playing in bands and playing gigs pretty regularly.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
So, do you know when you wanted to become a star? When did that happen?
I don't know. I guess, you know, it's more about being able to perform for me.
Yeah.
So I guess that is about being a star. It's just getting on stage and doing something you really love.
Yeah.
You know, I used to listen to a lot of soul singers like Aretha Franklin and stuff, and just really enjoy like the theatrics of that kind of performance. It's more than just the singing, it's like the character of the story and all that kind of stuff. So I probably from, you know, being 12 years old, I loved, you know, everyone sort of sings into their hairbrush. So it was that kind of thing for me initially.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So you are a bisexual.
Yes.
Do you think anyone has treated you any differently as a bisexual musician?
No, I don't think so. I mean, I haven't come up against it that much, and it's probably partly because my songs, even though they would have political elements, are very personal. So I just write about something that I'm feeling in the relationship I'm in, and I don't really write songs where I say, hello, I'm a bisexual person, this is what my political platform is, you know. And being like a cis kind of femme woman, people don't look at me and label me in that way. It feels to me like when I'm in a relationship with a woman, everyone just goes, oh, there's that gay chick. And then when I'm in a relationship with a guy, they're like, oh yeah, she's hetero now. You know, people find it hard to accommodate.
It's very interesting being a bisexual. I found coming out. It's quite different.
Yeah, people kind of don't take it seriously, I think. If it's not, it's not considered very dominant in the queer culture. It's kind of like, well, if you're just wishy-washy, people can't understand that you might actually genuinely be equally attracted to different people, you know.
So would you say that you sort of split down the line, you find women as attractive as men, or is it sort of individuals more?
It's an individual thing for me. I think I probably have had more relationships with men, and partly that's because I haven't been deeply involved in the queer scene. Like I go to certain nights, but I haven't like really dived into it. And you know, it's kind of easier. Like if you look a certain way, if you don't like adopt the lesbian look, then guys just hit on you, and girls not so much if you're not right there at a queer night, you know. So circumstances just mean that that kind of thing, you know, it just happens like that.
Interesting.
Until you fall in love with some hot lady, and then it's a whole different story.
That's right. Okay, so we will talk just a little bit more, but we'd like to get this song happening, I think. So if you'd like to pick up your lovely instruments.
Absolutely, I can do that.
And what's this song called, Seri?
This song is called Standing in Line, and I had to think about that because it only sort of came together a couple of weeks ago, so just taking this opportunity to give it its first run.
Excellent, good. Take it away.
Thank you. To be with you tonight, but you had plans to meet your friend, and you know I don't even like that guy, so I guess that's how the story ends. And I thought Saturday we'll get some time, but you were hanging with the band. Well, I don't want to start a fight, so baby help me understand. I'm standing here in line, waiting for my turn, and it's right here inside, the fire burns. till the weekend rolls around. And I wake up on Saturday morning and you're nowhere to be found. You know I don't want to drag you away, I'm just trying to get some time. So if you call me another day, well, I guess that's just fine. 'Cause I'm standing here in line, I'm waiting for my turn, and it's right here inside the fire burns. I'm not trying to be your everything, I'm not trying to be your world, I'm just saying come around again. Remember, I'm your girl. Time slips by a week till the weekend rolls around, and I wake up on Saturday morning and you're nowhere to be found. And I can't stand here in line, just waiting for my turn, 'cause it's right here inside the fire burns. Thank you.
Awesome, thank you. Hey, now you do have an album, right?
I do, yeah.
How do people get hold of it?
I've mainly been selling it at gigs, but
okay.
I am putting it in consignment in Thornbury Records,
Yeah, cool.
and I'm hoping Polyester too, but I haven't quite got that sorted yet.
Excellent. So
Yeah.
what gigs have you got one coming up? That
I've got a
people
solo show coming up in September
Cool.
at Wesley Ann. I think it's the 27th, but it'll be in the guide for the Darabin Music Feast.
Okay.
Yeah, so
And
that's
have you got
in
a
September.
site or something that people can look at? Facebook maybe?
I haven't got an actual web page going on, but I have Tumblr, Twitter,
Yeah,
Facebook,
good.
SoundCloud, all the things that people have.
Yeah.
If you Google Seri Vida, it's
Yep.
pretty easy to find just because it's an unusual name. So, yeah.
Yeah, okay, excellent. So I'm hoping that people are going to catch you about gigging and buy that album.
Yeah,
And-
absolutely.
And I hope that people will take note of the fact that you are a hot young bisexual lady out
Take
there
note, people.
gigging.
Take
yeah,
note.
I say.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Seri Vida. That has been our awesome acoustic number from Seri, and we are going to be back soon on Dig Deeper. And don't go anywhere, it's Bent TV. So apparently the saying music hath charms to soothe the savage beast is a misquote, and really it's soothe the savage breast. Consider mine soothed. We'll be back soon. This is Bent TV and we're about to join Malcolm on Q Sports, which is my one dose of sport. If it's not Q Sports, it's not sports at all. Take it, Malcolm.
Hello and welcome to Q Sports. I'm your host Malcolm Campbell, and on today's episode we have an Antwerp Outgames flavour, and our main guest tonight is Loraine Little, who is from Melbourne Spikers but is also the Australian ambassador for the Antwerp Outgames, and additional guests are Stuart Kollmorgen from FrontRunners and TJ from Ace Girls Tennis. Welcome everybody.
Hi Malcolm. Hi Malcolm.
G'day.
Hello. Loraine, now tell us about your role as the Australian ambassador to the Outgames.
Well, it came about partly because I've been involved with gay and lesbian sports in Melbourne for a long time, and obviously more specifically helped bring the first Asia Pacific Outgames to Melbourne in 2008, which I know we all remember with great fondness, and
It was a lot of hard work, wasn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Good times.
Yeah, absolutely. But equally so, I actually have a very close connection with Antwerp. Not that I was born there or anything like that, but I have very good friends there, and over the last 15 years probably visited half a dozen times. So for me it was a natural thing to volunteer on their behalf to say, look, you know, you guys can look after all the stats and people can look up things on the web, but you know, I feel like I'm really well placed to get people excited about what's special about Antwerp and why you'd go there.
And you've been doing a good job at that.
I love it.
You got this whole Euro hairstyle going
I
too.
have done.
Now, Loraine, tell us a bit about the Art Games. What have they got for us this year?
Well, look, obviously, for those who don't know what the Art Games are per se, it's made up of 3 major components, which are, of course, human rights, a major human rights conference, the sporting element, which is what a lot of us do think of when we think of the Art Games.
That's right, we'll be involved.
And then finally, running along throughout that whole time frame is the cultural program. So Antwerp have teamed up with a couple of other major events that are happening around that time, which is their Antwerp Pride Festival, which will be the last part of the date range.
Is that like on the Sunday?
Yeah, well, it actually it's a festival there rather than a day.
Oh, okay.
So that will be the last weekend, Friday through till Saturday. And also Mr. Gay World finale event will be there as well.
Looking forward to that one.
Well, I'm not, actually.
Well, the boys will be.
The boys will be there, yeah.
We like beauty pageants, whether it's boys or girls.
Yeah.
Okay, and what else have they got on in store for us, actually?
Well, look, I made a quick sort of list of some of the highlights, so I hope you don't mind referring to them. But
That's fine.
mentioned, well, I think a couple of locals, I think it's Alex from the football boys and girls, is really looking forward to the Eurovision.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, so they've it's Eurovision World Out Games style. That's on the Thursday, the 8th of August. So
I think we'll have to diarise that one,
yeah.
won't we, Stuart?
Yeah, I think I think that'll be a real highlight. And one that got my interest today, which is part of the cultural program, is a tribute to the 10 most famous female singers. I don't know who's doing that, but it just got my interest up, and that's on the Thursday, Friday night of the cultural program.
Great.
Of course, what always sells out very quickly in any of these world events is the same-sex dance sports World Championships.
It's always so fabulous.
Oh, it's beautiful. And I must say, look, nothing against what we do here in Asia Pacific, but the Europeans do dance sports like you can't believe. It's breathtaking.
It's that European precision that you need for ballroom dancing.
I think the Aussies will take them on this year.
Do you?
Yep.
Okay. Well, the venue for the dance sports too is something special.
Is it a grand ballroom?
It's the Belle Epoque at, pardon my French, sorry, at the Hilton Hotel.
Oh, lovely. And what night's that one on, Loraine?
That is on, I haven't got a date for that.
Oh, okay. We'll work that out. We'll look on their website. What's the web address for us, Loraine?
It's all the usual W's, just worldoutgames.org.
Terrific. Now, Loraine, also, could you tell us a bit about your involvement with the Melbourne Spikers?
Well, that's a long one. I am a founding member of the volleyball club, the Melbourne Spikers, and it's into about its 28th year, I think, not counting.
And Loraine, you've been to a number of games, and you're coming over to the Art Games here in Antwerp and playing in a team.
Oh, look, it's my last tournament.
It is not. You're a Dame Nellie Melbourne. You'll be back. You'll be back.
I keep saying. I think.
You were saying that in Sydney.
Is this like a John Farnham retirement?
Yes. No, I do. My back is telling me that Antwerp will be my last tournament, so that'll be worth coming along and watching me falling all over the ground, making a fool of myself.
And how many other teams are the Melbourne Spikers sending?
Look, we're getting close to, it's 5 or 6 teams, but look, a couple of those teams might be made up of a combination of a few other, like some Adelaide players or even a couple of international players.
So that at least it's an Australian team.
Oh gosh, yeah.
And what's the facilities like for the volleyball?
Well, I haven't been there personally. But no, they're all good standard facilities. Unlike, say, Melbourne, we have a precinct here, you know,
a
arts precinct, a sporting precinct.
Yes.
The Belgians have a much different philosophy, which is to actually spread their facilities around the different suburbs and regions of the city. So that's, you know, maybe seen as being a downside.
The public transport's very good in Antwerp, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean they're a tram, so we'll all feel at home.
Yes, that'd be great. We'll all get a pass as well, won't we?
Yeah, look, absolutely. But it's a tiny little European city, 500,000 people. So it's actually a beautiful...
Perfect. It's perfect size.
Beautiful scale. You can ride, you can walk, you can tram it, and they're going to have buses everywhere as well. So, look, you know, I think it's an ideal city for an event like this. I was telling TJ beforehand, there's a lot of little secrets I'm happy to share about the best and only chocolate shop to go to in Belgium is in Antwerp.
And diamonds for the boys?
Diamonds for the boys and girls. They're a girl's best friend, Malcolm.
And a gay boy's best friend.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
It's the diamond capital of Europe.
Are you starting website LoraineSecrets.com?
Well, I'm available for private sessions and all else. But look, I think it's just an amazing opportunity to go to a European cultural capital that really encompasses all that beautiful element of classic European architecture to the other end of the spectrum it's one of the world's great contemporary design capitals, renowned for its clothing and so forth. So you can do everything in between.
Maybe we can have a section on the Team Melbourne website.
Yes, maybe we could do
Hidden
that.
secrets of Antwerp.
Yes,
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
Now, Loraine, just one more question. Antwerp is the sporting capital of Europe or something?
Yes, it's been named as the sporting capital of Europe for 2013, so that's another happy kind of marriage into the whole event. So it's a huge time for Antwerp.
That's terrific. Well, thank you for your time for this episode, Loraine and Stuart and TJ. Look forward to seeing you all again on another episode of Queer Sports. Thank you.
Q Sports, keeping it Q sporty. Remember, you can get in touch with us via feedback@benttv.org.au or find us on Facebook, and we'll be back after a short break. This is Bent TV, and our last segment is entirely powered by Ginni, who usually gets to speak to all sorts of interesting peeps. Let's see who she's chatting with tonight.
Hey, it's Ginni back on Bent TV with Entirely Powered by Ginni. And on today's show, I've got two very special guests. In fact, I'll have four for you from this particular show called C.E.S. I love supporting community projects, especially ones that are really, really creative. And joining me in the studio are Elle and Bella Merrington. Hello, guys.
Hi.
Now, let's talk a bit about CES. I was racking my brains about trying to find out what it actually stood for. You know, I Googled it. It came up with some government fund in America or something like that. But CES is actually not about anything governmental at all.
No, CES stands for Cinderella Emulation Syndrome.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's a condition that I made up based on psychosis.
So it's actually not Googleable.
No, but Cinderella Syndrome is.
So what is Cinderella Syndrome?
Cinderella Syndrome is when a woman needs someone, like cannot be independent and needs to depend on a man or someone to keep them strong. Cinderella Emulation Syndrome is when you believe full-heartedly that you are Cinderella.
Sometimes I believe that because I always lose my shoe. Yeah. So, yeah, does that tie in with Cinderella Syndrome or no? I don't know about the man bit, but the shoe bit.
Every time I lose
fits.
my shoe, I'm like, 12 o'clock.
C.E.S. Syndrome, there you go.
Now I've got to go deal with the pumpkin.
Now, Elle, your role is that you're pretty much the director and the creator of this project. What
Yes.
inspired you to create this, really?
Well, actually, the film was a short adaptation that we were meant to do at SA Institute for one of the courses, and everyone tends to do like they change the story in order to make it modernized. And what I kind of wanted to do was not change the story, but just chuck it into someone's head and go, "Yay, you're insane."
That makes sense. Hey.
And then it was kind of like, okay, this could be really cool. Let's turn it into like a film. And sometimes that's what happens.
So, Elle, tell us a little bit about your background. You're actually from a family of film people, so to speak. Your mum's quite well known in the film industry. Do you want to tell us a bit about that?
Yeah, well, both my parents have worked in the industry. My mother longer, for about 36 years or so now. But yeah, she's been working with Neighbours since it started, and other than that works on like feature films like Ghost Rider or Where the Wild Things Are and stuff like that. But so I've always kind of grown up with that surrounding me, and yeah, kind of originally wanted to be an actor, but my mum was all like, you can't do that because it's like you can't make a living out of that. She was like old school,
Thanks,
yeah, thanks Ma, appreciate it. So then I ended up getting into like music and stuff, but when I got back into film, I went behind it, and now I'm like her little protege. She's like, yay, you're doing something I do.
You're doing something I do.
Hand
What,
movements.
pray tell, is that supposed to mean? Your mother does this?
Once, actually.
What kind of household were you raised in? Please! What is...
My ex-boyfriend's mother. Yeah, that was a fun day.
Well, dinner at Elle's tonight. Over to you, Bella. Now, Bella, you play the lead character being Cinderella.
Yes.
What inspired your motivation?
I wasn't ready for that. My motivation for Cinderella.
She's a bit crazy in this, isn't she?
Yeah, it's probably more the psychosis side of things. So it's probably just naturally within me to be a little bit messed up. No, I don't know. I think the actual film and the way the script was written was just so well done that it was easy just to feel your way to being Cinderella and being slightly psychotic. So.
Your background's actually journalism.
Yeah.
So how did you fall into acting? So you want to actually live what you write, pretty much?
I can't write. I don't know why I studied it.
3 years ago, drove down the drain there.
That one. I actually wanted to be a dancer originally, but did journalism because, like your mum, got told, not going to make you any money.
What were your dinners like?
A little less of this, a little bit more of
this.
What?
What can you tell? Yo, I'm going to have dinner at your places.
I don't know if there was much hand action at all.
Oh dear.
I don't know. What?
Sorry, so continue.
Freaking me out.
You were told that journalism wasn't a career to go down.
Oh, no, journalism was, not dance.
Oh.
So, yeah, fucking spies. So, yeah, did that, decided I did not want to do that. And then worked for a while. Mum wanted to be an actress when she was younger, and I think I just kind of went, well, I like performing, too fat and old to be a dancer, so I'll give acting a bit of a crack.
Too fat and old. That's going to be in her biography, which I will write.
So yeah, and then just sort of started dabbling in it probably about 2 years ago.
And what did you enjoy most about this project, both of you really? What did you enjoy most about it?
I liked the freedom. Like me and Bella went at it. It was great. Like one of the techniques.
And then we worked on the film occasionally too.
Well, that'll please our audience. Yeah. I think so too.
Yeah, I just like the freedom of creativity that we had. We kind of just got to play around a lot and
work together on it. I think that was the amazing thing. Like you think of big Hollywood projects and it's all funded by external things, and you know they have so much control, so much say over it, and we just got to figure out where everything should go, where everything should travel to. Yeah, so it was amazing.
The idea behind like my method is that the actors, unfortunately sometimes you get directors that don't believe actors are equal and they think of them as pawns. And for me it's like we like bow down to them, you know, so it's kind of like we work together and we're creative equals in the process.
Oh, thanks, Elle.
Yeah. Cheers. Do we get to touch fingers now?
Yeah.
Oh, let's just do it. Oh, that's good. Now, what was the casting process? Was it anything, you know?
It's a long story.
Well,
I don't know if we have time for that, but we'll just say that it was a long story, but obviously, undeniably, Bella was right for the part, so.
And there's some singing in this too, I believe.
No.
There isn't? You have singers in this?
Yeah, I mean, the composition, Michelle and I did music composition for the film.
We are going to chat to Michelle and Cherie, who will feature in the film later as well, so that'll be pretty exciting. Yeah. So some music in there, some craziness, some...
Yeah, so there's like, all the composition for the film was made by us. Pretty much everything you see was made by us. It wasn't like we kind of bought anything. We made it. So
you made it. It's all DIY.
Do-it-yourself filmmaking.
And what's coming up for you for the rest of the year?
Music videos, got another film coming, so stay tuned for that.
So you're not busy at all?
No, you know.
Just chilling.
I'm sorry, if you actually get the film, that'll make sense because you can look at the bloopers where there's that in it. So.
You can check out the bloopers, all of this, all of this, all of this, and all of this.
Yeah, it'll also be for sale soon.
It will be C.E.S, its new film, Cinderella Emulation Syndrome.
Check it out on the website.
Do check it out on the website. This has been Ginni on BTV, entirely powered by Ginni.
Good stuff, Ginni. Something that's less good is the fact we're at the end of the show, but never fear, we're back next week at 10. Don't forget also, we're always after helpers, so come join us in the flesh. Go to our website, benttv.org.au to volunteer. See you next week.